proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Frank Andrews, Susan Jellig, pilot Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson on sports. This is Newswatch 16 at 5.
Good evening, everyone. Part of Route 6 in Bradford County is closed to traffic right now because of a gasoline leak.
The problem is at an Agri gas station in East Towanda, between Towanda and Wysox. Here's a view of the scene from Skycam 16. Officials say earlier today an underground gas tank began leaking. Officials say there's a lot of gas spilling into the ground, about 200 gallons, some of it coming to the surface. No one is being evacuated. Environmental officials are now on the scene. They say traffic is being rerouted off Route 6 in East Towanda until the leak is stopped. Newswatch 16 has a crew on the way, and we'll have more tonight at 6 on Newswatch 16. This scaffolding has been set up for the North Scranton Intermediate School to protect students. Last week, officials say rainwater got in behind some bricks, forcing them out. School was canceled last Friday. An engineer looked over the problem and says the building itself is safe. The scaffolding and door arches were put up, though, to protect students until permanent repairs can be made to the North Scranton Intermediate School. We have had a near-record rainfall in September. For area farmers, it's a two-edged sword. Some crops are literally drowning in the fields. Others are flourishing in the damp weather. Newswatch 16's Mary Beth Marsden talked with a Columbia County farmer about that situation. Some of the trees in Ron Rohrbach's orchard are sagging with ripe apples ready to be picked weeks ahead of the normal harvesting schedule.
We're going to have a bumper apple crop. We're going to be picking the most apples that we ever had for our operation here.
A mild winter and good spring pollination are the reasons farmers say for this unusually healthy crop. Because of the surplus this year, consumers will probably pay a little less for apples, and farmers are likely to get less money per pound. Potatoes, on the other hand, may never make it to market. In this particular field, there are over 70 acres worth of potato under waterlogged ground. And right now, farmers say there's only one thing that can help.
We need a whole month, at least, of no rain to get us and to keep us in good shape.
Farmers blame the problem on an unusually wet September. And if the rain keeps up, harvesting equipment won't be able to get through the fields, and these potatoes will simply rot in the ground. Mary Beth Marsden, Newswatch 16, Franklin Township, Columbia County.
525 students in the Trevorton Elementary and Middle Schools had to be sent home early today because of vandalism. Now, the principal tells me over the weekend someone apparently broke into the building and sprayed fire extinguishers all over the place. Now, this morning the damage was discovered. Officials put the students in the auditorium hoping to get the mess all cleaned up. But the dust and the dried foam from those extinguishers was just too much, according to those school district officials. The students were then dismissed just around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Now, the damage is cleaned up this evening, and the students will be back in class tomorrow in the Trevorton Elementary and Middle School in that part of Northumberland County. Well, there is a round of talks going on right now in the Keystone Central School District in Clinton County. 104 teachers are in their 10th school day of a walkout. 5,900 students there are affected. Now, a state mediator has called the talks. On Friday, he gave the teachers and the school board a proposal. Over the weekend, each side studied it. Now, they're meeting again right now to discuss that superintendent's proposal. School district officials tell me they will already have to cut into some holidays and vacation time for students in the Keystone Central School District in Clinton County. And both sides are due to meet in just about an hour in the Mid-Valley School District strike in Lackawanna County.
That strike is in its third week. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini is live at the high school in Troop with more. Bob?
Frank and Susan, talks were supposed to start here about an hour ago, but we understand not enough school board negotiators showed up for the meeting, and the session has been reset for 6 tonight. The teacher negotiators who showed up here at 4 o'clock left obviously feeling very angry. There have been no classes here all school year, which was supposed to begin September 2nd. In the past few days, the Mid-Valley School District has been advertising for substitute teachers to earn $100 per day. Sources tell us any substitutes interested were supposed to be checked for certification today, but they were told not to report directly to this school. Teachers walking the picket line today were prepared to let any possible strikebreakers know how they feel. Strikers expected substitute teachers would be driven past their line. 85 teachers are out, and the school board has given the go-ahead for the superintendent to round up as many potential strike substitutes as possible. Union officials say, and school leaders do not deny, that this Mac machine in the Viewmont Mall parking lot was the rendezvous point. Here, the possible strike-breaking teachers were to meet with the school officials and then be taken over to the school. Well, the union had a video camera here to check on the possible strike breakers. We're told the school officials showed up, but no strike breakers did. Inside their offices, school officials would not discuss the situation with Newswatch 16. But Mid-Valley Education Association President Frank Frederick says this morning's events will not make the striking teachers take a harder line at the bargaining table.
Doesn't change our mind. We'd like to go in and have a settlement hammered out. The only thing I feel is that it just shows the district is really not bargaining in good faith. I think if level heads prevail on the board's part, then there is a good chance for settlement.
Now, 4 issues remain unresolved, with the 2 biggest being pay raises and holiday pay. Oddly enough, in spite of today's events, both sides say this matter could be finished within a few hours. It remains to be seen how much each side is willing to give in to the other. Now, for the students, time is running short. The 180-day minimum requirement can still be met, but if classes don't start soon, the school year may have to be extended and/or holidays cut. So this is obviously a very important bargaining session. Newswatch 16's Melissa Sander will be here throughout the night, and she'll have more on the update. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, live with the Instacam in Troop.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
7.5 minutes now after 5. Tom is here with that 6-hour forecast. Tom?
Frank and Susan, partly cloudy and 66 out back. There is more rain detected on the Skywatch 16 radar. Let's have a look. And out to the west, coming in from Lycoming County down by Montour County, some showers and gusty thunderstorms moving in from the west. And so my 6-hour forecast, chance of a shower, and about 57 by bedtime tonight.
What else is new? We'll talk to you later. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Still to come on Newswatch 16 at 5, some advice on eye injuries. We'll have a Health Watch report on home first aid.
Plus, Action 16 turning up the heat to help a Wayne County woman who needed a new stove. We'll be right back.
Sunny days, catch some rays, catch some rays in there. There's a lot of ways to catch some rays, but none like rays in there.
Sun-ripened raisins covered with Nestle milk chocolate. They're like chocolate-covered sunshine. Wholesome and then some.
So catch some rays in there.
And now catch some Raisinets in the new snack pack. Catch it in the granola bar section at your grocer's.
Listen to the heartbeat of Pennsylvania. Don't buy just any imported car. See Spectrum, imported for Valley Chevrolet at prices starting at $59.95 with 1.9% financing. Choose the 3-door hatchback, 4-door sedan and turbo, now in stock. But hurry, when the last one's gone, the sale's over.
Chevrolet.
That's Valley Chevrolet. Below Wyoming Valley Mall, Wilkes-Barre.
A Wayne County viewer has a new stove to cook on tonight, thanks in part to Jerry Gartenberg and Action 16. After the old one went on the blink and high repair bills started piling up, she contacted Action 16 and things started cooking.
Because you couldn't bake, you couldn't cook, you couldn't have anybody in.
Catherine Sanova's cooking problems are a thing of the past. She got a new Frigidaire stove after firing off a complaint to Action 16. But for more than a year, the Wayne County viewer was stuck preparing family meals on an electric burner and fry pan. That's because her old Frigidaire stove was put out of commission after getting zapped in a lightning storm. An authorized repairman couldn't fix it, but Sanova shelled out nearly $500 in repair bills to find that out. Frigidaire offered to slash a couple of $100s off the price of a new stove. Catherine Sanova told me after all I paid for repairs, I deserve a better deal than that.
Company's supposed to stand behind their product. Well, where was this company stand behind their product? I was just left out in the cold in left field and figured that, you know, if I didn't do something about it, well, that's more money for their pocket and less for me.
After my letter, Frigidaire delivered a new stove for $230. A Frigidaire representative told me the part needed to fix her old stove was actually not available anymore. And because of that, the manufacturer felt Sanova deserved special treatment. And now with a new stove, her family's getting special treatment, something I found out the day we visited. What are you making for dinner?
Pot roast, fresh carrots, potatoes, and angel fruit cake. I'm dying for that.
Well, I hear that dinner was terrific. And so was Catherine Sanova for putting the heat on her consumer problem when someone else might have just given up. But you know, there's no reason to do that when you can turn to Action 16 for consumer help. The place to write, Box 16, Avoca, Pennsylvania, and our zip is 18641. I don't know about you, Susan, but that story made me a little hungry.
My mouth is watering. Thanks, Jerry. Well, 25 pay telephones were damaged by vandals in Lackawanna County over the weekend. Lawmen are looking for the culprits now. Bell Telephone says the phones are being fixed. Some of them were so badly damaged, though, they have to be replaced. The utility says someone apparently hit the coin-operated phones all along Route 6 from Carbondale to Dixon City. There's no exact amount of damage yet. Bell says the damage won't be completely repaired until Wednesday. The federal government says U.S. consumers spent more last month. Consumer spending went up 1.5% in August. It's the biggest increase in 6 months. The report says it shows consumer confidence in the U.S. economy.
A couple of notes on the Health Watch today. There has been a setback for the Siamese twins separated 2 weeks ago in Baltimore, Maryland. A spokeswoman at Johns Hopkins Hospital says they're both back on respirators this evening. Their lungs partially collapsed last night. Now, the twins are expected to be in intensive care for at least a week. They had been joined at the back of the head. Also on the Health Watch today, a report on eye safety. If you injured your eye at home or on the job, would you know what to do? Well, Health Watch 16's Dr. Steve Greenberg has some advice.
Never underestimate the severity of an eye injury. After any first aid, always have the eye checked by an ophthalmologist, a medical eye specialist. If a chemical splashes into the eye, flush the eye with water continuously and gently for 30 minutes. Use a garden hose, shower, water fountain, anything. Just tilt the head so the water pours away from the good eye. Do not patch the eye so the eye can tear. If you have a bump or blow to the eye, wrap ice in a towel and place it on the area for 20 minutes and off the area for 20 minutes. On for 20 minutes and off for 20 minutes to reduce pain and swelling. Also avoid blowing your nose because the pressure could move a broken bone in the eye socket. If the eyelid or eye is cut or punctured, patch the eye tightly and get to an ophthalmologist at once. Do not wash the eye or try to remove the object stuck in the eye. Never apply pressure to the eye. If you have a particle in the eye, natural tearing may flush it out. If it doesn't, use a squeeze bottle eye irrigating solution. Never rub the eye. That'll only increase your chances of scratching the eye. Instead, pull the upper eyelid down over the lower lid and allow that to push the speck out. Eye first aid can be the difference between seeing the importance of eye safety and not seeing it all. I'm Dr. Steve Greenberg, Health Watch 16.
By the way, if you have any medical questions for Health Watch 16, just drop us a note. We'll try and answer them on the air. Just write to Ask Dr. Steve, WNEP-TV, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton Airport, Avoca. Don't forget the zip code. It's 18641.
And Nolan Johannes is in the newsroom working on Newswatch 16 at 6. Let's go to him, Nolan.
Okay,
What's
Susan?
going on?
Well, I'll tell you, we'll have more at 6, of course, on that what's going on right now in Wysox with that gasoline leak and the big traffic tie-up on Route 6. Also, tonight we'll have a Lehigh Valley stamp dealer who has 2 stamps worth $50,000 each. Now, their face value is only $1, of course, but because of a printing mistake, they are in great demand. We'll show them to you. Plus, we're also going to show you the latest in high-tech hairstyling. A computer can now show you what a new style will look like even before the hairdresser goes to work on you. How about that, Susan? What do you think?
I'll be interested in that. Never.
I wonder what Frank would look like in curls.
Thanks a lot, Nolan. The Weather Watch forecast is coming up next with Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark.
Well, he'll tell you about another cool evening next on Newswatch 16 at 5.
It's the Olympic sport. Bowling is back. Whether you're an expert or a beginner, you'll have a great time at one of northeastern Pennsylvania's bowling fun centers. Check it out at Shadowbrook Lanes, Tunkhannock, Colonial Lanes in Nanticoke, Stanton Lanes, Wilkes-Barre, Valley Lanes, Carbondale, Modern Lanes, Exeter, Walden-Poppack Lanes, Holly, Back Mountain Bowl, Dallas, the new Greenridge Lanes, Southside Bowl, and Idle Hour, Scranton. Come on, let's go bowling tonight just for the fun of it at one of these northeastern Pennsylvania bowling fun centers.
Just about 17 minutes now after 5, and Tom is out in partly cloudy skies now, but I don't know if it's going to stay that way. Is it, Tom?
Probably not, Frank. I think most of the night we'll have some clouds around and more rain being detected on the radar. Not a widespread heavy rain, but some scattered showers now moving through the area. This is the third wettest September on record, and we are about 1/3 of an inch shy of the all-time rainfall record for September. Now, let's begin with my weather watcher, John Jenkins. He's in St. Clair, Schuylkill County. He tells me 70 degrees at his place now, cloudy skies. And moving out to Columbia County, Mr. Fred Miller from Catawissa. Actually, he's closer to New Media. 79 degrees at his place. He's had quite a bit of sunshine today. calling it a nice day. Now, what we have next is a view from, obviously, Skycam 16 over some of those cumulus clouds today in the area. In the backyard now, it is partly cloudy, and we have a temperature of 66. The humidity 65%, a west wind at 9, the barometer holding steady at 29.93. Okay, as we take a glance from the satellite view over the tropical Atlantic, first of all, I want to show you Skywatch 16 out to the west. Up there, Bradford County, Sullivan County, a few scattered showers and even a few thunder showers that have been moving through parts of Lycoming County in the past hour. Some gusty winds in parts of Northumberland County, but they seem to be dissipating just a bit. As you can see, much of the area is not having any rain at this hour. Now, the cloud photograph in the lower right portion of your screen is Tropical Storm Emily. She's packing winds of up to 60 miles per hour, but she's still, at least 1,000 miles away from the U.S. mainland, so no threat yet. But as I expect winds later on in the week to be steering kind of out to sea, and so I think there's two courses of action for that storm to go, either veering northeastward out over the Atlantic away from the U.S., or it just may continue heading westward towards Mexico. So I think at this point, I kind of doubt that Tropical Storm Emily will have any effect on our weather over Pennsylvania, and that's some good news. But we do have a storm system over the Great Lakes, a giant swirl of clouds up that way, and that storm will be affecting our weather again tomorrow, much like it is today, with an ongoing chance of a few scattered showers. But not a bad week on the way. Here we go with the sunrise time for tomorrow morning, 6:51. The sun sets now at 7:01 tomorrow evening. Overnight tonight, then, a chance of a shower for the next few hours, and then partly cloudy overnight. 65 tomorrow, mostly cloudy, some sun mixed in. Again, the risk of a shower, especially in the afternoon and tomorrow evening. Wednesday, partly sunny, 65, and then kind of windy and a bit warmer on Thursday. Another shower late Thursday, and then Friday into Saturday, Frank and Susan, it's looking good.
Hey, that's a big change, isn't it? That could be a big story by the end of the week.
It could be. Top story.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank you, Tom. Albie Oxenreiter is up next on Newswatch 16 at 5 with a Sports Watch.
An NFL strike is brewing, and also, so he'll have some thoughts on that. His comments next on Sports Watch 16.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a hot and juicy quarter-pound single hamburger with a regular order of crisp, delicious French fries, both for just $1.50. That means you can feed 4 for $6.
4 for $6?
Better hurry, though. This special offer is good for a limited time only. A Wendy's hot and juicy quarter-pound hamburger and regular fries for just $1.50. Feed 4 for $6. So when you have a hungry group on your hands, there's just one question to ask.
Where's the Wendy's?
There's a Wendy's near you. Come and get it.
When you want really good shoes, it's Humphreys Walters shoe stores. Humphreys Walters carries only name brand shoes for men, women, and children. Etienne Onyé, Selby, Sebago, Right Arts Preserver, Allen Edmonds, Florsheim, and Foot Traits. No more trips to New York to find the size and width you need. We have sizes that most shoe stores wouldn't think of stocking. It adds up to more for your money. Quality, fit, and satisfaction are guaranteed, and that's hard to find in this day and age.
When you want to pay less for the best, it's Humphreys Walters shoe stores, Wilkes-Barre and Shavertown.
It's 23 minutes after 5. Albie Oxenreiter, what are we going to do without football on the weekend?
I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this, Albie.
Well, my job on Sunday will be a lot easier.
Yeah, it sure will.
I can sit back and
I
can run reruns. Reruns of the NFL. Right now, an NFL strike is inevitable. The deadline is after tonight's Jets-Patriots game, so if an agreement isn't reached by then, the strike officially begins. But the big question remains, does there have to be a strike? And if there is a strike, will every team in the NFL go along with it?
There's a good chance. I mean, no telling what we decide. I mean, we got 48 minds, and then what everybody decide to do, that's what we do. We ain't going to do what one person say. We're going to do what we all say.
Rest of the Bears probably don't want to strike either because they started the season with 2 wins. So Otis Wilson does speak for the team there. Now it's time for the wide wheel of sport, a topic which was actually included in one of my dreams over the weekend. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But first, let's take time out to examine the story behind the story of the NFL strike. If you think about it for a minute, who do you think really gets hurt by an NFL strike? The owners say they will get hurt because they lose money each week, but most of the owners are already multimillionaires anyway, so their football teams are just write-offs. So when you really get down to it, they don't lose much money. The players or at least most of the established players, don't need the money either. Players such as Jim McMahon and Lawrence Taylor can make more money off the field doing commercials than they'll ever make playing football. So those players, at least the established players, also won't be hurt by a strike. But the two people that will be hurt by a strike are the young players trying to make a name for themselves and the football fans, who will have to do without professional football for who knows how long. One of the ideas that was tossed around was to give amateur players a chance, but over the weekend, I realized what that might mean. Take a look at this guy. Yes, not professional football. He's an amateur football player. He has a gut that looks much like mine. Who knows for sure? He could be one of the players that's taken the place of Richard Dent, Carl Banks, and Mike Merriweather. That guy's a defensive lineman for Syracuse, by the way, of the Empire Football League. He was in town over the weekend to play the Scranton Eagles. And yes, he has started a diet. In a decision that could have far-reaching implications, an arbitrator is ruled that Major League Baseball owners conspired to prevent the signing of free agents after the '85 season. The Players Union had charged that there was collusion among the baseball owners, and an arbitrator, Tom Roberts, says he agrees. We'll have more on that big story at 6 o'clock. Mets lost to Pittsburgh yesterday in 14 innings, but it was still a milestone day. First, right fielder Darryl Strawberry nailed that opposite field homer, his 38th of the year. That's a team record. And then later in the game, Howard Johnson, Mr. Restaurant, comes up, and he nails a shot to left. Doesn't look like a homer at first, but it goes all the way to the wall. Hojo comes around to score for an inside-the-park home run. That gives him 35 for the year, which ties a Major League record for home runs by a switch hitter. So even though the Mets lost, it was a milestone day. He's safe. 1-1. Mets are playing today with Chicago. It's in the 8th inning. They start today 2.5 games behind St. Louis. So the Mets, needless to say, need a win. They were up 1-0, so they've blown that lead. We hope they win for Mets fans.
We have to hear about your dream.
That's right, your dream.
That's right, that's right. I'm glad you reminded me. I had a dream over the weekend that one of the categories in the wheel was that I had to give Frank $20,000.
Did it come up on a spin?
Came up on the spin.
I'll talk to you right after
next
the
week.
news. Thank you, Ellie. Well, with the with the school year in full swing, our Newswatch 60 News game is also going great guns today. But this year we've added something new. It is an elementary school version. Now, the news game is based on Newswatch 16 at 5 and 6 and ABC's World News Tonight. So if you're a teacher and you'd like to get involved with either the high school or the elementary school version of the news game, here's the address to write to. It's News Game, care of WNEP, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Airport, Avoca, and the zip code is 18641. And next up on Newswatch 16 at 5, a California kitchen offering gourmet food and personalized service.
Would you believe it's in a hospital? The details when we come back.
Hey, pal, you gonna be like me when you grow up?
Yeah, my sisters are so horrible.
Introducing Surf, the new liquid detergent that gets out not just dirt and stains, but odors, too.
Looks good.
Looks good.
Smells good.
Smells good.
Tastes good.
Tastes good.
New Surf removes the dirt and the odors.
No bones about it. Fisherman's Choice.
At last, there's Fisherman's Choice, the only really fresh seafood place in town, where the fresh fish and seafood comes in fresh from the boats at 10 each morning. We fillet it fresh for you. Plus, every week, Fisherman's Choice has specials that'll please your pocketbook. We'll even give you free cooking instructions. Register today to win a free trip for two to Disney World.
No bones about it. Fisherman's Choice.
Just look for the Boat and Fisherman on Mundy Street behind the Wyoming Valley Mall.
And finally today, gourmet food of all places in a hospital. Hospital food isn't normally given a 5-star rating, but here at Mercy Hospital in Sacramento, California, they've started offering a gourmet menu and dinner hostesses to serve it up. This woman is having cod Creole.
I feel like a celebrity having it all done. I don't know how to act sometimes.
The idea is to take some work from the nursing staff. California has a shortage of nurses. The hospital has started using volunteers to act as meal hosts and at the same time cheer up the patients with a personalized service.
Cod Creole sounds pretty good for a dinner.
Yeah,
Never heard of that.
Working up an appetite in the newsroom, Karen Harsh working on Newswatch 16 at 6.
Well, Frank and Susan, tonight at 6, Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds will speak with one of those people in Williamsport forced out of their homes when fire hit this morning. One person was killed in the early morning fire, 8 others injured trying to escape the flames. We'll have their story at 6. And will the West Side landfill reopen anytime soon? We'll have the latest on the Luzerne County dump that's been closed for nearly 11 weeks. And we'll find out if the shutdown has had any effect on communities that normally use the landfill. We'll have those stories and more coming up on Newswatch 16 at 6. Frank and Susan?
See you in about a half hour. Thank you,
Okay.
Karen. Tom, update on that forecast.
Okay, nice to see some sun today. We have partly sunny out back now, and it's about 66 degrees on Skywatch 16 radar. We are detecting a few light showers from Bradford County on down through Sullivan County and Columbia County now, moving in towards the east. And my wake-up weather for tomorrow morning, cloudy, 52, chilly.
All right. Thanks a lot, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Blanket tonight. Well, we are out of time for Newswatch 16 at 5. Benson is coming up next, and then you can join Nolan, Karen, Tom, and Albie for Newswatch 16 at 6.
Have a good evening.